Top of the morning to you guys. I figures, you know, since I'm on vacation, I might as well crank out these vlogs a little more frequently than I usually do, which is odd, and I'm just trying to conjure up stuff to talk about, honestly. However, as I mentioned in the last video, I've been spending a lot of time painting the trim on the Knox, but before we get to that, you know what I need? A dunk and run. Now, I never did go into any detail with my head unit. It was never on in the last video, so let me just give you a quick walkthrough here. So the biggest thing, obviously it has Bluetooth, but Android Auto capability. So it is integrated into it. My cell phone is attached. I actually need to get a shorter USB, but I put it right here in the armrest, tucked away. So all of my phone gets projected up here. So it knows that it's connected, so you hit Android Auto. And if any of you have ever used Android Auto, this is what the home screen looks like. So if you want to make a phone call, obviously you hit this and it'll go through the microphone up here as I'm talking. Navigation, you would hit this, it would bring up either Waze or Google Maps. It gives you the choice. I prefer Waze. You want to listen to music, you hit this right here. And it'll bring up the music, and what's really cool is if you go back to your Samsung, it'll pull up the album art and all that good stuff. Now, this being my vacation, the most important decision of the day is, what am I going to get at Dunkin'? Last time I went with a more generic caramel frozen something or other doohickey. I was in a hurry. So I think I'm going to revert back to the pistachio, I'm thinking, because I think those are still going on. I want to use that before it ends its promotion at the end of summer. And, you know, maybe a s'mores donut. Those are utterly delicious and horrible for you. But hey, it's vacation. One thing that drives me nuts about some of these drive-thrus, I'm sure some of you have experienced this before, so when they don't space it out enough so that when the car who just ordered pulls ahead of you, you pull up and it's just not quite far enough to the speaker, so you don't know if you have to like crane your neck out the window and project forward. That's what this place is like. It's like they didn't measure it properly. Fantastic, thank you.
Have a good day.
You as well. Not too bad. They're pretty quick for it being a Sunday. One thing I am noticing, political signs everywhere. Ugh. I'll tell you one thing, the way politics are now, you have to end that shit before it starts, or else you'll lose some friends, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so I also made progress on this front bar here. I was able to remove the whole thing from the vehicle, which makes a huge difference. You know, you don't have to mask off a whole bunch of stuff, which is great. So I was able to get that off, wet sanded, primered, wet sanded, and then base coat. That is actually drying in the sun. It's been sitting for 24 hours. It's still a little bit tacky. So let's go take a look and see how that's doing. Not bad. Yeah, this came out a wee bit better because I was able to, you know, paint it in better conditions. But this was several steps. So wipe it down, obviously. Sand with 400, wet sand. Then wet sand with 600. Primer, let the primer dry. Wet sand with 600. Then wet sand with 1000. And then base coat. And this is pretty much what you get. So once again, the center here, this bow tie will also be neon green once this dries a little bit more, and then I'll stencil that out later. But already just a huge difference, and I really like this look. While the vehicle is filthy, there's a far shot of it. I did buy some paint. I didn't even know they made paint for this plastic trim right here. So once that's painted up and I get that done, this thing's gonna look brand new. But already, just a dramatic difference. I'm loving that. Well, had a bit of a catastrophe. So I attempted to tape off the rear trim to do the Chevy bow tie in the back. Even after 48 hours, that paint wasn't even close to dry, so it is completely butchered. Got the bow tie painted, it looks good, but I have to redo that entire strip in the back. So here's the extent of the damage. I mean, the bow tie looks great, that came out really nice. But yeah, look at that. I mean, it just peeled right off. Got a little bit of overspray there. So, I mean, I have to take this right down again. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. But once it's done, I'm gonna actually wait probably a week so this will dry, because I'm gonna have to tape over that. So yeah, that was pretty brutal. However, been letting this bake in the sun, so that should be dry within a day or two. And I decided to, you know, why not shine up the wheels, because they were filthy. And I even buffed out some scratches on the hood here, which you can't even see anymore. Use this 3M stuff. It's like a clay bar almost, like a liquid clay bar. Works wonders. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, I tend to post videos every now and then. So if you haven't noticed, no. So I'm sure some of you have noticed, I've been posting direct vinyl rips of some of my records. And the reason why I do that is because I am a record fanatic. I love CDs, I love music in general. And records just have such a unique sound to them, like a fuller sound. And my turntable allows me to rip these directly into FLAC format, which is the highest quality digital format you can go. And you know, it's fun and an experience to listen to records as opposed to digital. I hate anything digital. You'll never see me with digital anything. I still have physical games, records, CDs, because if you can't hold it, you don't truly own it. That's my take on it. And this is my Audio-Technica turntable. Now I've had this thing, yeah, filthy hands. Had this thing modified, so I have a rubber slip mat. The one that came with this was like I don't even know what it was, like a fabric, just a static magnet. I lift this up, we have a magnet with a level on top because you want your records to spin level. And this right here, this is what counts. That is probably one of the best styli you can get. This is mid-upper tier. It is a line contact stylus, and that's the stock stylus right there. So the difference is this one gets deeper into the groove and you can hear the highs a lot better. That is a conical right there, so that's your basic, and it just really doesn't cut it compared to this. So in another video, I will actually showcase my record collection. It's not massive, it is growing, but some of them are pretty neat. Some of the most notable ones are the ones that I have framed up here. So these are all limited editions. That's the 20th anniversary Nimrod album. That's yellow. This is a Record Store Day exclusive of American Idiot. You can only get this on one day. This is a limited edition Revolution Radio. That is a translucent red. And this is a MoFi limited edition Weezer Blue Marble. And this is numbered, and that one's numbered as well. Other than that, I have these over here, and like I said, I'll go into more detail on another video. Okay, so it's the last day of my vacation. I've been just working so hard on the Equinox. Not just getting those trim pieces painted, but also restoring a lot of that plastic that just grays and dulls over time. You have to remember, this vehicle is about 14 years old now. Hard to believe, not even 100,000 miles on it. It's crazy. But here we go. The front is all ready to go. Feast your eyes on this. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that looks 1,000 times better than the chrome and the gold bow tie. Let's go in for a close-up. It turned out much better than the rear. But not only that, that trim paint that I told you I bought completely restored all of this. I taped all this off and painted it. Look how nice that looks. I mean, it looks practically brand new, which is awesome. So that paint works really well. I'm also going to go a step further and do the license plate frame neon green as well. I figure why not? I think that'll actually complement it quite well. It'll break it up so you have the top, the middle, and then the bottom with some sort of green on it. So I polished up the rims, put some tire wet on the tires. I haven't actually washed the vehicle yet because I wanted to get all the painting done. Restored the rocker trim here. It looks 1,000 times better. Now this is what it looked like all around. The rear end I haven't done yet, but see how ugly and discolored that is? That's exactly what it was like all the way around the vehicle. So I'm gonna do this once I get this mess cleaned up. So the rear end is all that's left. Other than that, I think we're pretty much good to go with the Knox. Alright, well that's going to wrap up this vlog, which actually ran on a little bit longer than I was expecting it to, but hey, I had a lot of stuff I had to get done on the Equinox. All this free time, you know, why not? So, don't expect these vlogs to come as frequently as they have been. I mean, I was on vacation, so I figured why not record some extra vlogs while I have the free time and I'm actually doing some things. But like I said, I'm going to do an actual vinyl video later on down the road, so look forward to that. As far as vlogging from here on out, who knows? Take it day by day. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. See you on the flip side.